Okay, so let's have a look at the dividend cover or the dividend yield part 2 for 2019 Shannon ratio question. So just looking at part A. So the dividend yield, and the formula that you need to know for the dividend yield is the dividend per share divided by your market value. So we know in this question that if you look back up, it'll give us the market value. So the market value for 2018. Now be careful with this, because sometimes they'll give you the market value up here, which is 2017, but we are doing the accounts for 2018. So this is the figure that we need for €1.35. That's the market value per share. Dividend per share, then we need to calculate what is the dividend per share. So the dividend per share formula is your ordinary dividends that we've paid out divided by your ordinary shares. So how many shares have we issued? So the ordinary shares will tell you here. So we've got ordinary shares of 500,000. That's how many shares we've issued. And we've paid out dividend then of 55,000. Now remember, your dividends paid is made up of your preference dividends and your ordinary dividends. Preference dividends must be paid no matter what, whether you made a profit or loss. So you need to find out how much of this 55,000 is our preference dividends. So if we go back down here to our balance sheet, we'll see preference dividend is 8%. So we've 250,000. So we're going to get 250,000, 8% of 250,000. That's going to tell us how much preference dividends we've paid, and then we're going to take that away from the dividends total. So preference 8% of 250,000 multiplied by 8% is going to give you 20,000. We've noticed already that the dividends paid from our profit and loss account from the question is 55,000. Of that 55,000, 20,000 is for preference dividends. So we're going to take 20,000 away from 55, and that's going to give your ordinary dividends that we've paid. So we've paid out 35,000 ordinary dividends. So our shareholders are 500,000 or 500,000. Remember, that's taken straight from the question down here. So our ordinary shares, 500,000. So if we've paid out 35,000 to them, you're going to take your 35,000, you're going to divide it by 500,000, and that's going to give you 7 cents per share. So the dividend per share is 7 cents per share. So now we can go back up to our formula and fill it in. Now make sure you're using the same unit. So this is 7 cents. So we're going to convert it. I'm going to usually convert it to cents. So it's 135 cents. Divide that into 7 cents, and that's going to give you a dividend yield. So that's going to give us 5.19%. Remember, you have to have your units in. So your dividend yield is 5.19%, and the figures underneath is your dividend per share, which we've calculated down here, taking into account what our ordinary dividends are, and the 135 then is taken from the question itself, just at the end down here. So that's part B of Shannon PLC.